Morning glory, evening grace, America. It's Hugh Hewitt. About a month ago, I did an hour on this program called the Entrepreneur Hour. I brought in 4 business owners or co-owners who had started or built their businesses during this economic downturn. And I was amazed at how many people out there love that hour. In fact, my friend Steve Cooper, who runs the Entrepreneurial Rollover Stock Option Plan, ursop.com, said, do that again, I'll sponsor it. And, of course, my local affiliate in Los Angeles, KRLA, love that. And so thanks to Steve Cooper, I'm doing it again. 4 brand new entrepreneurs who have launched their companies during this downturn are in studio with me. Ali Armando has opened a wedding planning company called Rooted in Love. Erin Giglia owns the Montage Legal Services, a collection of lawyers. Well, she'll tell you about it. Ryan Iwamoto is one of the co-founders of 24Hr HomeCare. And Ryan Moreau's company is called Cooksmith, in search of the perfect kitchen pan. Welcome to you all. I start by asking each of you, sir, tell the audience what your company is and when you started it, and, of course, plug away. 24-hour home care may be self-explanatory, Ryan Iwamoto, but tell people about what it does.
Thanks, Hugh. 24-hour home care, we are a non-medical home care provider. So we provide our clients with professional caregivers, certified nursing assistants, and home health aides. And what they do is they assist them in their homes with bathing, grooming, dressing, transportation, meal preparation, any sort of activities that keep them in the home so they don't have to go to a nursing home or assisted living community.
And how many different people do you have working for you at this point?
We have probably about 700 staff that works out in the field. We got 20 working internally. That is pretty remarkable. Where do people find you on the web? We have a website, www.24hrcares.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter as well.
All right. Now, the next question, the one that people found most interesting, is biographical. I mean, did you imagine that you were going to be business people 5 years ago? Did you think this is where I'm going to be and I'm going to be running my own business and all that it matters? All right. Now, Ryan, I don't know about your partners, but 24-hour home care. Are you a medical doctor of any sort?
I am not.
So did you imagine yourself being in this business 5 years ago?
You know, Hugh, when I was 3 years old, I came up with the idea. So I knew from the get-go.
I got to take care of my mom and dad.
I'm just kidding. No, absolutely not. I studied sociology in college. And when I got out of college, the first company I worked for was a nationwide healthcare company. Very corporate. That's where we kind of learned the industry. We learned about the need, with the whole baby boomer population coming of age. And, I worked with my partners there. We wanted to take sort of the good from the company that we worked with and kind of bring in some things that we felt that we can change and make better. And that's why we came up with 24-hour home care. And the goal was to kind of take the professionalism of a nationwide company and sort of mix it in with the personalization and the personal touch of a small business.
So you have 2 partners?
Yes,
partners?
David Allerby and Tyner Brenneman Slay.
Okay, and thinking about it, is it better to start with somebody or by yourself? Ryan, take it first.
It was definitely a benefit to have partners, and partners that I knew that I can work with and partners that I knew that I've already been successful with. So I was kind of blessed to be in that opportunity. Because we found success in our former company. I worked with them before. So it was an easy transition when we did start the company that I knew that we were going to be able to.
I guess that answers the question.
All right, now the last question this round. And once again, I want to emphasize to people, we're going to do this for the whole hour, so don't call. I'm going to ask all my own questions of these 24-hour care. Where did it get its dough from?
Good question. When we started, we did a lot of planning. We put together presentations and used our sort of network of contacts to find venture capitalists. We got a couple silent investors to invest in our company, as well as we put in our own money as well, too.
Okay, and so in terms of those investors, how'd you find them?
We had contacts. We have some other entrepreneur contacts that we knew that had people that invested in their businesses. And we just utilized that to find those presentations and secure the investment.
Be very different for Ryan Iwamoto because 24-hour home care, you've got 700 different people working with you. So how do you screen that? And by the way, are they independent contractors as well?
No, they are employees.
Wow. So you have 700 employees?
Yes.
Nightmare. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You might want to get her card. Go ahead.
Yeah, we do. And a lot of them are working full-time. Some are working part-time. Some of them are still on our roster, and looking for work. But we have around 700 active employees within the 4 offices that we have, which are in Encino, Culver City, Torrance, and also here in Irvine, too. But most important question that we get is, how do we screen our caregivers?
Yeah.
Very important, especially when you provide such an intimate service such as home care. You know, you're having people go into someone's home. You got to make sure you find the right person. We've thought about all the different things that we need to have in place to really filter that out and get quality persons. So, you know, we do nationwide background checks, something that a lot of companies fail to do. A lot of them only do a county or statewide check. But having a nationwide check is just so important because if you have a person that lives outside of California, commits a crime, comes here, it's not going to be caught. So we do nationwide checks. We do elder fraud and abuse checks, check references. They come in for interviews that we meet with, that we have them take a series of exams. We also bond and insure our caregivers as well, just to really make sure that we hire the right person.
And do you run, and I'm curious about all of it, do you run internet searches now to see about their Facebook pages and what Google shows up about your potential employees? I would think it's just kind of obvious that people have to do that now.
Yes, we do that. We do check to make sure. Most of the time they are blocked, but you get every now and then you get one that's not blocked and you find some surprises.
So let's start with that right now. Okay. First of all, insurance. Last time I did this, I got 3 emails from people who said, where did they get their insurance? How did they pay for that? It had never even occurred to me to ask that question. I'm not sure any of you even carry it, Ryan.
Yes, we definitely have to deal with insurances, especially in the service that we provide. So all of our staffs are bonded and insured with our company.
So how did you find someone and how did you price that?
Good question. We actually have a broker. They actually specialize in insurances for home care companies. Solutions Group, do a little plug for them. But they help us find the proper insurances. So we have general liability insurance, bonding insurance that covers theft.
Did you have that included in a business plan when you sat down?
Absolutely.
Because if there's someone around driving out there right now and they really want to start a business, I got questions about this too. What is a business plan and what did you do about it? Ryan, let's start with you. 24-hour home care. Have I got it right finally? 24-hour home care.
24-hour home care.
And how long did your business plan take to develop?
We were working during that time. We were doing the business plan. So it took over probably a year to put together and plan. And that's one of the things that we were very specific on, is making sure we have a very detailed business plan.
Explain to someone what's in it.
Yeah. Well, first you got to have your idea. You got to know what you want to do. Creating a mission statement, creating a culture, but also identifying your target market, identifying your industry, making sure it's a viable industry to get into, but really taking the time to do all the details, like putting together financial statements that you estimate for the next year. You know, we got as detailed as finding the exact cent to the amount of letterhead that we're going to purchase. So we're really, really big advocates on preparing. Kind of goes to the whole saying of John Wooden. He said, failing to prepare is preparation to fail. We kind of take that same mantra when we started this company.
Can you quote any Cleveland Browns or Indians coaches?
No.
Clearly, you're not prepared then to be on this. Stop that. All right, now I want to talk about branding, because everything is branding nowadays. How do you attract customers and how do you establish who you are? Go ahead, Ryan. To start. Ryan Iwamoto, 24-hour home care, 24HRHomeCare.com. Obviously, there are a lot of people in this niche.
Yes.
So how are you branding yourself and how are you reaching new customers?
Just real quick, it's 24HRcares.com.
I'll get it right eventually. 24HRcares.com. It's linked at HughHewitt.com. That's easy.
You know, since we are talking about branding, right? You got to throw that in there. Well, I do spearhead the sales, marketing, and business development side. So I kind of have a 3-prong approach to our sales and marketing. One of them is just to really build those relationships in the communities. Whether it's people at the hospitals, senior organizations, different services, like the Alzheimer's Association or the American Cancer Society. So being resources for them if they have any clients or patients that needs this type of service. Another thing we do is, again, embracing the community and giving back. And we had a couple of people talk about embracing the community. And one of the things that we're able to do is that we actually have a program in place where any client that signs up with our service, we provide them with a list of different nonprofit organizations and charities in the healthcare field. And whatever one they pick, we take a small donation from their account and donate to that charity of their choice. In 2010, we actually donated more than $10,000 to different charities.
Now, this is relevant for at least 3 out of 4, and it might be for the kitchenware as well. But you have to operate in a high-trust environment. People have to trust 24HRcares.com.
Thanks.
And lawyers and wedding planners. And if they don't, so how do you establish that they can trust you?
Exactly. Well, first of all, we try to get that first chance. Hey, we want to take on your toughest client, if we're at a hospital. Or a lot of times, hospitals will have an urgent need to discharge a patient to go back home. So one of the benefits that we offer is that we have one of the fastest response times in the industry. So we can get someone out there within a few hours. So just kind of helping them out, being resources for them, making their jobs easier allows them to trust us. And then when we meet with the families, it's all about building trust, going over our screening process, some of the benefits that we can offer to really, again, gain their trust. Same thing, we're market driven. Being in the industry before, we kind of knew some of the rates. So we wanted to kind of put a rate that, definitely creates value.
What's it cost to have someone in your house 24 hours? I mean, I'm fascinated by that.
Well, there's two different levels of service. There's a live-in caregiver that stays in overnight,
right.
And it's a daily charge. And typically that can be anywhere from $180 to $300 a day. If you have someone around the clock, meaning you have two caregivers, one during the day shift, one during the night shift, now you're paying that per hour, and that can be costly.
Pricey.
Yeah.
And so, do people compete with you on price primarily?
Absolutely.
And you're coming back with quality and price.
Exactly, because our industry, it's not regulated. There's no governing board, so you have a lot of companies that might charge just really, really cheap prices. But cost and quality kind of go hand in hand, especially in this industry.
Precious little time, so I'm going to push quickly. The role of new media in the success of your company.
We definitely embrace it. Like we mentioned before, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We have our own website that's very interactive and is a resource for our clients as well. I guess our demographic is probably not embracing as much as maybe some of the other people here, but we definitely do. And we know, especially as people get older, especially our generation and our parents' generation, they're going to be using media.
And you're still using phone numbers.
And we are still using phone numbers.
What's your phone number?
310-375-5353.
375-5353. All right. 310. See, I didn't mess that up. 310-375-5353. It's 24hrcares.com.
Yeah, and you can call that number no matter where you are living in Los Angeles or Orange County.
Thank you all for coming in. 25 seconds each. Pieces of advice for someone thinking about starting a business. Ryan Iwamoto, 24-Hour Home Care.
I agree with all what Ryan said, too, but also setting goals for yourself, not only short-term but long-term goals, and hold yourselves accountable. If you have a business partner, have them hold you accountable to these goals to make sure that you can accomplish them.
Okay, and one last plug. What's the website, Ryan?
The number is 24hrcares.com, or you can reach us at 310-375-5353.
Thank you all. Wonderful. Just flew by, and thanks to Steve Cooper of ERSOP.com, the entrepreneurial rollover stock option plan. I'll be right back, America. Hour number 3 of the Hugh Hewitt Show straight ahead.